Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 10-Minute Sea Discussion podcast, where I, Nora, your host, will break some exciting news from the Southeast Asia, a small but fast-growing region in the Asian continent. Now, let's stream into our first episode, Vietnam, no foreign loan for North-South Express Railway. Vietnam, the seventh member of the ASEAN Association, is well known for its resilience in war, persistence in economic development, and also great potential in tourism. After gaining full independence in 1975, trading activities have been vibrant, transitioning the whole country from the post-war recovery to an open and thriving economy. As the country is now stepping into the era of transformation and global integration, not only the big cities, namely Hanoi, the capital city, and Ho Chi Minh City, but also others are expecting to play key roles, helping Vietnam settle at a more desirable position in the World Economic Ranking chart. With that said, cross-region commerce has been strongly promoted, aiming to distribute equal growth to all the major domestic regions. Subsequently, to back this long-term plan, it's necessary to have a diverse choice of transportation, being able to send goods and services swiftly and timely to different provinces. For the time being, the old-age National North-South Rail Line and the Cross-Nation Expressway, which faces high volume of vehicles daily, are the mere options available for merchants. Besides, the growing trend in domestic travel has put major airports in Vietnam being overloaded, urging for an alternative to ease the current tension on the traffic system nationwide. On the 30th of November 2024, Vietnam's National Assembly, the country's highest legislative body, agreed on the government's North-South Express Railway proposal. The train will run 1,541 kilometers through 20 major provinces and cities along the country's length, setting off at Ngọc Hồi Station in Hanoi and ending at Thủ Thiêm Station in Ho Chi Minh City. The whole journey is expected to take 6 hours only, compared to the current 32 to 42 hours on a conventional train. The project is divided into 3 phases. The first phase will be for the paperwork and front-end designs within 2 years, from 2025 to 2027. Second phase in the next 8 years is for construction of the more demanding route sections such as Hanoi-Vinh, Vinh-Nha Trang, and Ho Chi Minh City-Nha Trang. The last phase from 2035 onwards is for assessment and full commercial run. This project is deemed to be a changing game in the country's great investment in upgrading its transportation and also an indispensable means of commuting for the locals. Promising as it may seem, what may take us all aback is that such a plan was once rejected by the Parliament in 2010 due to cost-related issues. But now, Vietnam is very determined to fund itself $67 billion for the 2024 project. So the question now is whether everything would go relatively smoothly as planned, especially when the country decides not to take any foreign loan for this project of $67 billion. According to the Vietnam News released on 9 December 2024, the country's Ministry of Transport vowed the readiness and also utmost determination to commence construction in 2027 and reach its full finish line by 2035 as per the resolution set by the National Assembly. The implementation of the Express Railway project will rely on public investment. The VN Express also shared on 8 February 2025 that the government will seek to pump more money into the development of the infrastructure as Vietnam targets a double-digit growth by 2026. However, disbursement of official development assistance funds stays insignificant at merely above 50% of the set goal. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn also claimed the problems of fund allocation must overcome the issues of imbalance spreading among various sectors. Based on the East Asia Forum published on 9 January 2025, besides fund allocation issues, some analysts show concerns on the sustainability of the public investment alone for such a grand project. These concerns are not unreasonable, given past events of administrative paralysis derived from the intense corruption crackdown. Simultaneously, further potential complications from newly assigned General Secretary Do Lam's plan to merge and also eliminate certain party and state agencies can be considered as the major challenges which may delay the project's progress. Though obstacles are unavoidable, it doesn't mean that there is no evidence that a country cannot support itself. In fact, Vietnam can proudly cite the $13.38 billion Long Thanh Airport project, which is on track and to be completed 1 year ahead of its set date, as a success story in independent approach to infrastructure construction. The state-owned Airports Corporation of Vietnam is the sole investor of this promising airport, potentially serving as the nation's largest air hub. The miracle journey building up Long Thanh Airport is a lively proof showing that though difficulties persist, the country is capable to independently erect its own facilities, relying on the national budget. Regarding the North-South Express Rail Line project, the door for foreign assistance is still planned to be opened when needed, but it should be with some provisions in place to prevent ceding the national autonomy. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính is in charge of issuing governmental bonds and mobilizing ODA and foreign loans only when delays take place. In all cases, any international bids must include commitments to technology transfer, labor training to guarantee accurate operations, maintenance, and long-run management belonging to the Vietnamese. Deputy Minister of Transport Nguyễn Giang Huy responded to the Tuổi Trẻ News that currently, based on the pre-feasibility report of this project, has displayed a lack of experienced local contractors in high-speed trains. But if international contractors are permitted to be involved, they will need to employ local products and services. In recent years, aiming to strive to become a high-income nation in 2045, the Vietnamese Communist Party identifies the project as a leverage. Additionally, the expected profits coming from the high-speed rail is clearly evident, promisingly adding a 0.97% of the national GDP growth. Also, the nation now stands at the highest ranking in the ASEAN region regarding the enormous GDP spending of 6% on infrastructure development. In the scenario that the cross-nation high-speed rail arrives at its destined finish line on time, Vietnam's experience in self-funding infrastructure projects can pose more influence on Mekong sub-region in facilitating a cross-Mekong connection and also open up a new era of development in ASEAN. Vietnam's bold decision to independently fund the North-South Express Railway is really admirable and outstanding. It also reflects the nation's ambition to reshape the country's public transportation landscape. While infrastructure projects like this may not yield immediate profits, they play a crucial role in stimulating economic growth, enhancing connectivity, and supporting various industries. Challenges such as funding allocation and administrative hurdles remain, but past successes like the Long Thanh Airport prove that Vietnam is capable of self-sustained development. If executed successfully, this project could not only transform domestic travel, but also position Vietnam among other growing leaders in infrastructure development within the ASEAN region. The road ahead is long, but the vision remains promising. So that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and found the news interesting. For your convenient reference to further details of the news I mentioned, please find the links to my blog page in the description, where I have compiled all the related information. If you have any questions, or you want to discuss more on what I shared today, please leave your comments below. I would love to talk to each of you more as well. You can search for more episodes of this 10-minute C discussion podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, and my own blog page. Thank you for listening to today's episode all the way to the end. And I hope to see you again in my next episode of 10-Minute Sea Discussion, which will be released soon. Once again, this is Nora, your host. Thank you so much and goodbye.